My retirement was planned well in advance. There were no surprises with the date. I knew the date for a couple of years. It was not a last minute decision. I'm about 18 months into this little journey now. And despite my planning, which I thought I had all under control, there have been some surprises. An upcoming video will be about the broader aspects of retirement. This video, however, is about the small, tiny little things that threw me a bit off, the things that I was not expecting. It did not take long. I was only in my first week when I ran into my first little issue. I thought I better go on to the LinkedIn platform and update my status. I knew I couldn't leave my title there. I wasn't with that organization anymore. My title that was it was untruthful to leave that there. So I just thought I'd pop in and update it. And I opened my account and I had this little moment. I thought, well, what are my skills and abilities? What is my role now? What am I going to put for my position title? That was my first little inkling of, oh my gosh, this is how it starts. People talk about when they retire, they lose their professional identity, their personal identity. This is it. To take my title off LinkedIn, which I was not a big user of anyway, but of course I was overthinking the whole thing. I did update it. My title or my position now reads on my profile, recently retired, enjoying some time for recovery and discovery. So, if you're on any of the social media platforms in a professional capacity, give some thought to whether or not you will need to update your profile. Things. That was my first little moment that had a little shock value for me. The second one is I've been a recreational runner for 25 years or more. Most of my runs, other than weekend runs, would occur after work, sometimes after supper, usually at dusk and sometimes in the dark. And just because that's how my schedule ran, I was not, I have never been and probably never will be a morning person. So I was not somebody that could get up and run at 5:30 in the morning before heading off to work. So as I was heading for retirement, I thought I'm going to treat myself and I'm going to buy some new running gear, new reflective running gear. Wanted to make sure I was light and bright on the sides of the road. So I splurged. I bought some new pants, new jacket, all of that, and was feeling pretty excited. Well, hello, complete waste of money. I did not even consider the fact that I'll be becoming a daytime runner. I don't have to squeeze my run in after a full day of work and after supper has been made and we've been settled for the day. That that life is in the past. I do not need reflective gear. I think I actually returned the pants that I had ordered and I kept the other things just because they're shiny and new and bright and it's just fun to have that stuff, but I did not need them. And that was the first inkling for me about how our routines will change, really change from what we're used to. So expect that. Think about some of the things that you routinely do and how that will change. The things that you routinely do that you want to keep doing and how that may change in this next chapter. Okay, the third one for me is personal hygiene routine. I know that sounds a little personal, but it is, again, another reality of my experience. I've showered every weekday morning for the past 40 to 45 years. My routine was get up, get showered, get going. It created complete chaos for me because, well, I get up and get showered, but now I was running in the morning, so it made no sense to get up, get showered, and then go for a run and get all sweaty and have to shower again. But I also wasn't somebody that could just get up and go running. And so I had to just rethink everything. Not even, I didn't even realize it was an issue until I kind of was trying to day after day, I was saying, okay, well, when am I going to have my shower? And so now, 18 months later, I am an evening shower person for the most part, instead of the morning. Still, obviously, do the morning shower routine, but not it's not a ritual for me as it has been for my entire life up until this point. This whole routine disruption is a big one. I like to think about it now as just simply rewiring our habits and our hobbies. So, when thinking about routines for hobbies and habits, don't forget those personal hygiene routines have to be considered as well. Okay, I know I said three little surprises, but number two and three were really about the same thing about routine disruption and routine rewiring. So, here's a little bonus one. Number four is how to answer the question, so, how are you enjoying retirement? I knew how to answer it. I just wasn't prepared for other people's response to it. And so when people say, "How are you enjoying retirement?" I'd be saying, "I love it. It's better than I expected so far." And I'd acknowledge I'm early in the journey. I'm still only in those first few months. The response that I got numerous times was, "Wow, really? I don't know how you can go from having so much responsibility and stress to all of a sudden just sitting around. Hmm? Is that what you think we're doing? You think I'm sitting around? You think retirement is about sitting on the sofa and waiting to die? It is about doing the things that you love to do, finding out what you love to do. You are in charge. Don't simply let retirement happen to you. Be proactive. Give it the attention it deserves. I love this quote from the Second Wind Movement YouTube channel. Look at retirement or look at it as the beginning of a big growth journey. That is exactly what it is. One of my upcoming videos on retirement planning is about creating your bucket list, or in my case, I call mine my post retirement living list. But I will share this one little detail with you now. One of the items on my list was to create a YouTube channel. This is one of the great things. You get to do the things you've always wondered about and get to do the things that you love. Would love to hear about your experiences as well. Leave your comments down below. I am still learning, so if you have any tips, if you're further along in this journey than I am, I would love to hear some of your tips and advice. Here are a couple of other videos you might want to check out on the Lead Your Living YouTube channel.